In today's What's Wrong with This House exercise, John and I are analyzing the Pierce, which is a 1,230 square foot, 2-bedroom unit in the Lofts at 5300 project, which is located in Chambly in North Atlanta. If you want to see our slow home test score for the project, click on the link at the bottom of the player.
So let's have a look at this. Starting out, we went through the walk score. It has a 66 out of 100, so
not bad.
It's somewhat walkable, but that's acceptable to get the 3 points.
Yep.
We looked through the website, didn't see any stated environmental performance features, so can't give it anything for that. Get to the siting, that's an interesting one to have a look at. So if we... Here's the overall site plan for the project.
So the unit that we're reviewing is an orange.
That's right.
And it's really interesting how there's basically 3 conditions that this unit exists in. One is an internal condition where it only accesses a central courtyard.
That's right.
The second is where it is jutting out like a pier. And then the third condition is where it's facing to the outside as well as a little bit to the courtyard.
Exactly.
It's interesting. I wouldn't choose one of the ones in the courtyard if that was me.
No, I know. And just to be clear, why? It's because of overlooking, right?
Exactly, and also, noise and the fact that you've got other windows of the units all facing into that center.
Particularly this one.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be looking right into that unit. There's also the potential across there, although probably that's not as big a concern. I think it's more than anything.
I think it's an unusual condition. Units. I mean, I think it's an unusual way of building a unit plan to have those courtyard conditions. I mean, I think that there's a lot of potential for noise and overlooking. And
so we're not going to give it the points for siting.
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's odd actually.
All right, so then now moving into the unit itself, we need to look at organization.
I think the organization is a problem. I think it's a rambling unit.
There's a lot of space, wasted space.
It feels to me like it's kind of a big open space, and they've kind of got a kitchen sort of plunked along one end, and the space planning is not good, and the circulation is not good. I mean, you have to transit through the center of the unit to get to the bedrooms, and you're always going to be walking through that kitchen, and it seems really, really odd to me.
I agree. For 1,230 square feet, you should have a better kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly than that.
Absolutely.
So no points for organization.
No.
Entry.
I mean, it's got the components. It has a nice big space, and it has a closet right by the front entry. I mean, I think we should give it the point. Yeah,
I agree. Living. We need to talk about this because there's the unit itself and then there's the way the unit's furnished.
Yeah,
right?
I think there's a problem with the way that the developer has done the furniture layout because I don't think in reality we would actually put the sofas there. I think they would go here. I think this is really the dining space. And, you know, the way that they've sort of jammed them into the corner with no focus.
And then the television over here in the corner.
With nowhere to sit. I guess you're going to sit on the floor in a beanbag and look at that. I mean, it's weird. So I think part of the problem is with the furniture layout itself. But having said that, when we actually do look at the living space, I have a problem with how you would furnish that because this door swing here intercepts the middle. That has to be circulation to get out to the patio. It divides your furniture. You're going to have to put, that's why they've done it this way with the table and the little TV because it doesn't make a lot of sense. No. So I would say we can't give it a point for living.
No, I agree. And just to go back to that, the sloppiness of the furniture layout, when you see something like that and somebody hasn't taken enough time to think about how the furniture is going to go, and they just sort of throw stuff on there. You have to. That's a warning sign.
It is a warning sign.
Stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So then, outdoor living.
Well, it's terrible.
It's a place to stand and smoke. Right?
Yeah, it's a smoke pit. It doesn't feel very good. You couldn't put a chair out there, so that's
zero for that.
Zero for that.
Kitchen.
The kitchen's awful. I mean, there's a couple things that are funny. I mean, one is
putting the refrigerator right in the middle.
Why would you do that right in the middle? I mean, the fridge needs to go on one of the ends in a pantry wall somehow. I mean, it's just the other thing too is this is big enough for an island. I mean, they just didn't put that in there. Like, what are you supposed to do with that space? You know, like if you know.
Well, you're actually walking through the kitchen to get to the unit, right?
It's just
for the rest of the
poor.
unit.
It's actually a pretty big size too.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just the way that
for me,
laid out.
It's the refrigerator in the middle. Again, it goes to the sloppiness of how it's laid out.
And they've got
an
eating bar, but they haven't shown any stools there because it's really tentative. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, it's fast. Yeah, right? It's just there to
they quickly did it.
Quickly be.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right, so no points for the kitchen.
No
dining.
Well, again, I think the dining space. You know, the table should go there, but then I have to say, is that a great space for the dining? Not really. I mean, it's right up here against the access to the other bathroom. It's in the back of the unit. I mean,
it doesn't bother me as much, but I understand.
I don't know. It's not designed for a dining space.
No,
it's just it's leftover space because of the way that they laid out the kitchen.
No points
I would say no.
The bedrooms. The bedrooms, when you first look at them, they're not bad, right? They're a good size, they're a good proportion.
That one's good.
And there's just one big problem.
The huge problem: the closet is in the bathroom.
It's in the bathroom.
Like that makes no sense, really. Like, why would?
Well,
they
you
not...
could do that if it was an ensuite, but it's
why wouldn't
not.
they put the door there?
Well,
I guess they're following your rule about waking someone up at night. You know, they followed the John Brown school of like how to design it.
But here you
so
can have guests come in and root through your closet.
I know it's just
this makes no sense.
I know.
So I don't think no points for that.
I agree.
Bathrooms.
The bathrooms are actually, they're okay. I mean, they've got a lot of floor space, but I mean, there's not anything with them in terms of design that's offensive.
We've seen far worse, so I think that they get points for that. The study, there isn't a study.
Give it the point.
Give it a point. Laundry.
Okay, I don't like the laundry because I don't like the fact that this door is going to block the door into the master. I think if they just rotated it, you know, and made this a block with the front entry closet and had the access this way, they have certainly enough room. Yeah. That would have been better. So I don't want to give it the point.
All right. I can go along with that. I when I first saw it, I didn't have a problem with it because I thought, well, you know,
it's just one of those. Again, it's sloppy. It just doesn't. They're not thinking it through, like how someone's going to use it, right?
No, I agree. And so then parking, if the parking is fine, so we'll give it the point. So that means it gets 7 out of 20. What do you think is the worst thing?
For me, I think it's the organization. I think that the layout is fundamentally flawed, and I think it's really hard to make any of the spaces work when the overall layout from the beginning isn't planned out very well. What do you think?
The sloppiness of the way the furniture is laid out and the kitchen's laid out, that just makes me angry. You know, there's $173,000 for this unit, and somebody should take the time to actually draw it properly. You know, that just really bugs me. No. That's the problem with that.
So that's what irritates John and I. We'd like to find out what you viewers think are the 2 worst things about this plan. Post your comments to the site, and we can have a discussion.
Thanks for watching.